This morning, we'll be talking about the municipality of Walvis Bay that has said that it will close recreational facilities with immediate effect to help curb the further spread of COVID-19. Now, last week, we do know that President Hakagai has announced that public gatherings has been reduced from 200 to 50 people per crowd. Now, with more details on this, I'm joined this morning by the Mayor of Walvis Bay, a municipality that is Trevino. Forbes. Mayor, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Now, Mayor, to start with, we know the municipality of Walvis Bay says it will close some of its public facilities to help stop the further spread of COVID-19. Talk to us about this and why this decision needs to be taken.
Well, we decided to do this due to the new regulations set in place by the President to help curb the spread of the coronavirus, COVID-19. And we believe it's difficult to control these public facilities with the amounts of people that can go inside. 50 you can't really control. And we will also, the only way we can control this is by closing the facilities at the moment.
Mm-hmm. What facilities specifically are you looking at closing?
We have closed Dolphin Beach especially because that's the facility mostly visited by guests.
That's the only one so far?
There are others also, but that is the main one which we are looking at the moment.
All right. What other measures has your municipality put in place to combat the COVID-19 pandemic?
At the moment, we are just putting out more notifications for people just to really wear masks, sanitize, and adhere to the current policies which we have, or the procedures which we have in place. And also the restrictions of the 50 people per inside gatherings. We would then also like people to take the moral obligation also just to adhere to this and wear their masks inside also.
The issue of wearing masks is a big problem, and it's not only a problem for law enforcement, but for business establishments as well, where customers don't wear masks, and sometimes the customers go to establishments and the patrons are not wearing, the owners of these establishments are not wearing masks. Has this been a problem within Walvis Bay as well?
The whole Namibia, especially the Walvis Bay, is no exception. People come in the shops with masks and take them off when they are inside. So it is a big problem, and as I said, it's a moral obligation of each one of us. That is something that people need to look at to protect themselves and others around them also.
One of the things that we heard Inspector Eleni Shapumba say this morning from the Irongo police, he was concerned that with the closing of these recreational facilities in Walvis Bay, residents and visitors would flock to Swakopmund to look for entertainment. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think Swakopmund municipality should also really just look at how they will then control the situation here. Because we've been through a heavy lockdown the past year, and we should really, all of us, we should look at how we can get measures in place to prevent this from happening again.
Mm-hmm. And when do you suspect that the normal resumption of these facilities would then resume?
Well, all our efforts are guided by the restrictions put in place by the President and the central government. So as soon as we can see these restrictions being lifted, or we can see a steady fall of the numbers of people being infected, I think then we can start looking at opening the facilities.
Right. Well, Mayor, we do know that this obviously is your first term in office, and I'd like to know what are some of your major plans that you have for your term as Mayor of Walvis Bay?
The council, we are actually blessed to have a mixed council with all parties involved. We have LPM, we have the Resident Association, PDM, SWAPO, all of us together. So there are a lot of projects which we have in mind, but as we are still a very new council, we'll have to sit down with the administration and look at where the previous council left off and where we can pick up and then continue from there. So from next year on, we'll get all of this in place and put out the media briefing just to let you know where we stand on our efforts going forward.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing what your work will entail next year. Any final remarks you have for us this morning?
Just to everybody, keep safe, sanitize, wear your mask, and stay away from crowded places. I think during the week sometime I will be at one of the roadblocks, the Walvis Bay roadblock, with some councils to just greet our guests coming in.
Fantastic.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for being here.